What's up, my Mind Your Money business folks? It's me yet again with another video on today's stock market news. And as always, hopefully you're in the market and not trying to time the market because that is simply impossible to do. I'm a little late. And hopefully you're not straddling the fence and you're investing into appreciating assets to include yourself. Because hopefully like they say about wine, it gets better. No, scratch that. Hopefully you're investing. If not in yourselves, hopefully you're investing into the stock market. And this week was actually a great time for new investors to invest because prices have come down dramatically, right? There's been a big sell-off because there's sentiment out there that a lot of stocks, especially these tech stocks, are overvalued. So let's get into the news and let's see what it's talking about today. It says the Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ end volatile week lower amid worst tech sell-off since April. If you remember April, there was a very steep sell-off. And then what happened after that? Things started to climb slowly but surely. Up until recently, there's been a big sell-off. So let's see what the news is saying. It says U.S. stocks came off session lows on Friday as investors weighed bearish consumer sentiment data and odds that the AI investment boom would pay off, while monitoring the ongoing U.S. government shutdown for any signs of an end. I think that's the biggest thing that's affecting the market is the U.S. shutdown. I don't know how, but there's a lot of businesses and companies losing money. There are a lot of people that's not being paid a salary. And, that's weighing heavily on the market, in my opinion. But here's the thing. When it says that, the sentiment about odds that the AI investment boom will pay off, why are you questioning that? We're moving into the future where AI is the leader of it all, of all these changes. There are companies that are now making thousands upon thousands of layoffs within themselves, replacing people with technology. So that I don't buy into. I'm not buying into that fear that they're putting out there. Again, markets go down over time, over the last 100 years. The last 10 years, you can look at how the market has gone down and what happens shortly thereafter. It goes back up. So that's why you have to have emotional control when it comes to investing, understand what investing is all about, and be in it for the long haul. If you're in this to get rich quick, you may end up losing a lot of money. So it says here, the tech-heavy NASDAQ paired loses to fall 0.2%, while the S&P 500 erased losses to close out the session up 0.1%, and the Dow rose 0.1% as well. So stocks declined after Democratic laydown conditions for a deal to end the government shutdown, a proposal that Republicans subsequently rejected. Democrats had suggested including a one-year extension of expiring health care subsidies and legislation to reopen the government. So stocks ended a volatile week with the NASDAQ composite posting the index's deepest loss since April. The seesaw stretches for the Magnificent Seven stalwart, NVIDIA and Tesla. The S&P 500 and the Dow also close out the bumpy week in the red as persistent worries about an AI bubble and big tech valuations run high. I will say this. If you just recently started investing, you probably lost some money. But don't worry. Again, if you're invested into good growth stocks, mutual funds, ETFs, you're going to be okay. If you've done your research, if your money managers have done their research and they're investing your money properly, you will be okay. Like there was a big sell-off in April, and I continued to dollar cost average in during that time, and it paid off. So there have been steep losses in my portfolio recently, right? But I'm losing gains. I'm not losing my, the money that I put into the market. I'm currently losing money that I gained from my investments. And I have gained more money since April up until now to where the losses, they're not that bad. So just think about that. As a long-term investor, you're going to take hits. You're going to have losses. But again, if you're investing smartly, your dollar cost averaging in every month, every week, however you choose to invest your money into the market or whenever, over time, your gains should supersede your losses. All right. So markets on Friday also digested more signs of an economic slowdown, namely a bearish reading on consumer sentiment from the University of Michigan. Overall sentiment dropped to 50.3, the worst reading since 2022, as respondents fretted over the shutdown's effects. Yeah, the shutdown. The shutdown's affecting a lot that's going on in the market, in my opinion, because that's a lot of money. There's a lot of people that's not being paid. There's a lot of businesses that are not receiving monies from the government. There are a lot of benefits that are not being paid out to a lot of people. Now the airports are shutting down flights, canceling flights. So, yeah. So Friday's data point came the day after October's job cuts hit their highest level for the month in more than 20 years, underscoring what's shaping up to be the worst year for layoffs since 2019. So the private data reverberated through Wall Street more than usual, given the current dearth of official updates on the economy. The Bureau of Labor Statistics was scheduled to release the October's job report on Friday, but for a second straight month, the data's publication has been delayed by the government shutdown. In the latest tech extravagance, Tesla approved a $1 trillion pay package for CEO Elon Musk on Thursday, setting high targets for growth in the EV maker's market value. Musk is also being asked to deliver on his promises for his robotaxi and Optimus humanoid robot. The hardware side of the AI boom, Tesla shares fell over 3%. Ooh, a $1 trillion pay package. That's insane. But hey, it is what it is. Not my problem. So the market is closed. FTEC, Information Technology ETF, lost 41 cents today, closing out at $226.93. Broadcom lost $6.16 today, closing out at $349.43. SPYM gained 9 cents today, closing out at $78.94. Remember what I tell you guys, or what I told you guys, or what I have been telling you guys about the S&P 500. You see how the losses and the gains are small. They're very small because the ETF, SPYM or VOO, consists of the 500 largest companies in the U.S. So that it's like Broadcom, I just stated, lost $6 today. What if all your money was invested into Broadcom over this week? You would have taken significant losses. But the losses from like SPYM have been small, 30 cents, or maybe $1, or 50 cents, or 80 cents, or it gains 9 cents. So it's more of a safer bet for a new investor, or even a seasoned investor. It's a safe way to park some of your money. Like 50% of my investment, of my money that I invest, dollar cost averaging into the market every month, 50% of that money goes into S&P 500 ETF, SPYM. Yeah. Because then I use 20% of my money to invest into single stocks, say like Tesla, or Broadcom, Nvidia, Palantir. So I'm gambling a little more with my single stocks. That's why only 20% of my money is going into it, only a small amount. And majority of my money is going into my ETFs. All right. Also, Palantir gained $2.88 today, closing out at $177.93. Tesla fell $2.74 today, closing out at, oh no, that's not right. Tesla lost $16.39 today, closing out at $429.52. Whew. Yeah, the market has not been kind to anyone lately, but we'll see what happens after the government reopens. We'll see how that may affect the market, and if they're going to put out these reports when the government reopens that haven't been put out to the general public yet. We'll see what happens. I'm optimistic. I believe December is going to be a good month. I'm still going to invest. Good or bad, just like now. Good or bad, I'm still investing. I'm not being paid. I'm a federal employee. I'm still investing. I'm still paying my bills. I got to keep the lights on. I'm still taking care of my responsibilities that I've agreed to take care of, because I live below my means. I have no debt. That's why I push for you guys to get out of debt. I'm not stressing about money right now because I have my emergency fund for emergencies. I'm not being paid. I haven't been paid since October 4th. And then when I was paid on, was it the 4th or the 10th? I forgot. Either way, sometime in October. When I did get paid, I got less than half of my paycheck, right? But this is an emergency. I'm not being paid by my job, even though I go to work, because Congress can't agree. So I'm using the money for my emergency fund. And then when my pay does come in, I will, I'm going to invest it, actually. That's what I'm going to do. I was about to say I'm going to replenish my emergency fund. But no, I have, like I push for people to have 3 to 6 months of emergency fund, but you can have more than that. I actually have more than that. So yeah, and I'm glad that I have more than that, especially in this very moment. So I'm going to end this video, but like I said, you guys need to get out of debt. You need to get out of student loan debt, personal loan debt, credit card debt, car loan debt. Get out of all forms of debt, because that debt is keeping you from investing into appreciating assets. It's holding you back. And the more debt you're in, I believe the more fear you have around money and life itself. And that fear can keep you where you're at, in debt, right? But when you create a plan, which is called a budget, and you start working on yourself, trust me, it will feel like magic, but things will start to happen. Since I started working on myself and working on getting out of debt, I paid off home, I paid off cars, I've been promoted twice, I've received bonuses from work, well, the same job that's laid me off, but good things have happened. And there are still things on the horizon for me that I have, that I'm working on, right? That is another good thing that's happening. So I just believe that when you start working on yourself and taking control of your life, good things just continue to happen. It just does. And you no longer sit back wondering why things are not working or woe is me. No. When you have that type of mentality and that outlook on life, is because you're not doing anything, in my opinion. When you're just sitting back waiting for something good to happen. No, you have to work on yourself. When you work, you need to work on yourself. Like Jim Rohn says, you need to work on yourself more than you work on your job. Work on self-improvement. I guarantee when you work on yourself more, you get better at your job, because you're improving your attitude, you're improving your self-worth, your confidence, and it just makes you a better employee, and people will see that. You may get offered jobs, you may receive bonuses, you may get offered a promotion. I've had that happen. and it's not because of luck. It's because of the work that I am putting in. So like listening to this video and listening to me talk about getting out of debt and me being out of debt, people are going to say, well, that's good for you. Or like, wow, I can't believe he's there. But this is just where I'm at currently. You're just seeing the product at this moment because of the work that I put in. No one saw the work. No one saw the years of me grinding it out, throwing all this money towards debt, not doing things that most people were doing, having fun, just cutting back, disciplining myself, fasting, like I'm fasting today. I'm drinking all this water. So people don't see the work that goes in to the success that people have. They just see the end product. And just know that it's a journey. And it's not a sprint. It's a slow and steady grind. It's a marathon, people. And take your time. Take your time. And trust me, in my opinion, however long it took you to get into that bad place that you're in, it won't take you that long to get out of it. You just have to change your mindset. That's the reason my my YouTube channel is called Mind Your Money Business. Mind your business. Mind the business that pays you. Stop counting other people's money. Stop looking at what other people got and focus on you. So I'm going to end this video because I'm talking way too much. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think. If you think anything at all, a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I pretending to be one. So any and all information on my channel is for entertainment purposes only. So please consult with a financial advisor before you invest any of your hard-earned money. And get out of debt, people. Create a budget. You need a plan. Companies create plans. Amazon created a plan and they got rid of thousands of employees via email. Do the same for your life. Get rid of some of these subscriptions. Get rid of some of this dead weight that's holding you down that you no longer need in your life. Cut it off. Get rid of it. Send an email like, I no longer want to subscribe. All right, so all right, you guys take care. Blessed weekend. Peace.